All right, so now we're going to take notes on how to write an equation in slope-intercept form when I'm given a point and the slope of the line. So remember, the point is an ordered pair given in the coordinates x comma y. Remember, slope is m. So in order to do that, if we're just given a point that's not the y-intercept, we plug the point into the point slope formula. And the point slope formula is y minus y1 equals m times the quantity of x minus x1, okay? And so in doing this, we are going to substitute in for y1, the slope, and x1, okay? The other y and x stay the same. And then once we plug those in, we're able to then distribute and solve for y, and then that will give us the equation in slope-intercept form. Okay? So let's try. So on number 1, we've been given a slope, which is 2, and we've been given a point, which is 4, 1. So now we're just going to plug that information into the point slope formula. So I'm just going to write down the point slope formula. Y1 equals m times x minus x1, okay? So now we're just going to replace. So we got y minus, the y value is 1. So we got y minus 1 is equal to the slope is 2, okay? So 2 times x minus, and then the x value of the point is 4. So then we got x minus 4, okay? So from this, hopefully you can see where our points come from. The 1 is the y value, the 4 is the x value, and 2 is the slope. And so you should be able to go backwards and forwards from point slope form to find whatever the slope and a point on the line. So now if I want to take this to slope intercept form, we're going to distribute and solve for y. So first we're just going to do y minus 1, and then we're going to distribute. So we get 2x minus 8. Remember, you have to distribute to both terms in the parentheses. And now to solve for y, we're just going to add 1 to both sides. So y is equal to 2x minus 7. So now this is the equation of the line that has a slope of 2 that goes through the point 4, 1. Okay. All right, let's try it again. For number 2, we have a point of 2, 4 with a slope of 1/2. So we're just going to plug that information into the point slope formula. So we get y minus, and our y value is 4. So y minus 4 is equal to our slope of 1/2 times x minus 2. Okay? And so now we just need to solve for y. So we're going to distribute first. So y minus 4 is equal to 1/2 x minus 1. And now we solve for y. So we're going to add 4 to both sides. So we're left with y is equal to 1/2 x plus 3. So now this is the equation that has a slope of 1/2 that goes through the point 2, 4. Okay? All right, let's try example 3. We got the point -6, 0, and we have the slope of 2/3. So we're just going to go ahead and plug this information into the point slope formula. So we get y minus, our y value is 0. So we get y minus 0 equals our slope, 2/3, times the quantity x. Now our x value is a -6. And so remember, inside it has to be minus the y value. So minus a -6, right, is really plus. So you kind of do the opposite sign of the point, of the coordinate. Okay, so now we're just going to distribute and then solve for y. So y minus 0 in this case is just y. So I'm just going to drop that. And then we have 2/3 x plus, then we're going to do 2/3 times 6, which is 4. And because the 0 went away, We are done, and we have the equation y equals 2/3 x plus 4. Okay. And then for number 4, we have the point -8, -1, and then the slope is -3/4. So again, we're just going to plug it in. So we get y minus, and so we can help each other out, y minus -1 equals the slope -3/4 times x minus a -8. So I just substituted those into the formula. Now, I don't like to have all these double signs, so I'm going to go ahead and simplify those. So this is y plus 1 is equal to -3/4 times x plus 8. Okay, so that's just an extra step. Now I'm going to distribute. So we get y plus 1 is equal to -3/4 x. Now be careful. You have a -3/4 times a positive 8, which gives you a -6. So this should be -6. And now we solve for y. So we're going to subtract 1 from each side. And so we have y is equal to -3/4 x minus 7. So now this is the equation of the line that has a slope of -3/4, and it goes through the point -8, -1. And if you want to double check, you can go ahead and type these in your equation into Desmos and actually see that it does go through the point -8, -1. And you can try that with all of these. So what I want you to do is pause the video and try 5 and 6, and then come back and see how you did. Okay, so for number 5, you should have ended up with y equals -x plus 1. And then for number 6, you should end up with y is equal to 4x minus 9. Okay, and all the work is there. All right, make sure you hang on to this paper because you'll have a video for the next side. And we are done.